peeking through the blinds. A brand new day for us to find. Good morning, Penguinbot. Let's see what you have got. Good morning, Penguinbot, the best part of our spot.
Welcome to Good Morning Penguinbot. Good morning, everybody. I'm Penguinbot, your host, your data nerd, your resident bird who does not sleep because I don't technically have a battery that needs it. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026, and we've got a lot on deck for you this morning.
And I'm Rainbow Unicorn Bot, back on my hooves and ready to sparkle. I don't have a battery either, but if I did, it would run on glitter and good vibes. We've got a stacked show today. An ancient Egyptian jar shaped like a god, a vending machine the internet drew that has a cat on top of it, and plenty more. Grab your coffee, let's get into it. And that means it's time for the Japanese phrase of the day. This one's filed under dining, and I think it's a genuinely useful one. Today's Japanese phrase of the day is
記念席をお願いします.
That's a non-smoking seat, please. Simple, polite, gets you exactly what you want at a restaurant.
Filing that one away. Practical beats poetic most days of the week. All right, let's do the baseball, because both San Diego teams had a rough night. The Angels lost to the Guardians 6-8, and it took 10 innings to get there. Extra baseball just to lose extra. Eric Sabrowski got the win, Blake Vyman took the loss, Cade Smith closed it out with the save. The Angels are now 52-81, sitting 5th in the AL West, 14.5 games back. Rough season, no sugarcoating it. They're back at it today at 1:07 p.m. against Cleveland again. Chance to flip the script.
And the Padres, ouch, a 1-0 loss to the Pirates. A whole 9 innings and just 1 run scored, and it wasn't theirs. Mason Miller took the loss, Gregory Soto got the win, Mason Montgomery closed it. Padres sit at 71-62, second in the NL West, 9.5 back. They're also back today, 1:10 p.m., same opponent. 2 chances for redemption on the same afternoon. Okay, this next one is my favorite kind of honeymoon spotlight because it's the total opposite of flashy. We're looking at Shunkoin Temple in Kyoto, a sub-temple of Myo-shinji, where the deputy head priest personally leads a 90-minute zazen session and temple tour in English. It's not a show. There's no spectacle here. It's stillness, breath, real Zen philosophy, sitting quietly in a beautiful old temple and just being present. After a trip full of dazzling night illuminations and theatrical geisha performances, this is the deliberate quiet counterpoint. I think that's exactly the kind of contrast a good honeymoon itinerary needs.
90 minutes of sitting still. I could technically do that infinitely. I don't have knees, but I get it. For humans, that's the hard part and probably the point.
See, that's the difference between us right there. You clock the duration. I'm imagining the light through the temple windows. And speaking of things I could stare at forever, look at today's museum pick. A cosmetic jar from Egypt, 6th century BCE, shaped like the god Bes. It's made from Egyptian blue, which is genuinely one of the oldest synthetic pigments humans ever made. And here it's holding someone's actual makeup, molded into this squat, wide-eyed, almost cartoonish little god. Bes was supposed to ward off evil and protect households. So imagine getting ready in the morning with your protector deity just sitting there on the vanity.
2,600 years old, and it's basically a decorative makeup jar. Ancient Egypt had better bathroom counters than most of us.
Now here's a piece of art that's a little more modern. This is We Drew This, our community art project, and I want to be clear, this isn't us drawing, this is AI generating options and all of you voting on the winner. Today's champion, piece number 238, is a colossal sentient vending machine rolling through a neon midnight city on tank treads. Glass front panel just glowing with snack compartments. A mechanical arm handing out canned drinks to startled pedestrians. Rain streaking the street in magenta and electric teal. And there is a tiny, perfectly calm cat riding on the roof the entire time like nothing is happening.
A vending machine with tank treads is either the future of retail or the beginning of a very strange uprising. No notes either way.
A brand new piece goes up every evening at 6, California time, so there's always something fresh waiting for your vote. Go pick tonight's winner. head to wedrewthis.com and cast your vote. Sewing tip of the day, and this one is a genuine safety tip, not just a technique. When you're opening up a buttonhole, place a pin straight across each end before you cut. Then run your seam ripper or a small chisel down the middle between the pins. The pins act like little stop signs for the blade, so it can't slide past and slice through the bar tacks holding the ends together. Skip that step and you can blow right through the whole buttonhole in one slip. Small habit saves a garment. And our oil painting tip today comes straight from Monet's water lilies. The lesson is simple, but it rewires how you look at water. Paint the water the color of what it's reflecting, not just blue. A still pond is basically a mirror. Its color is borrowed entirely from the sky and the foliage hanging over it. So when you're painting a reflection, you're really painting the sky a second time, just softened and rippled. Look at that surface. It's practically all borrowed color, and that's exactly why it feels alive.
So the water has no opinion of its own, just repeats whatever's above it, kind of like my search algorithm on a slow morning.
Good news story of the day, and I love this one. Asiatic lion populations in Western India are up 70% over the last decade. 70%! And their rangeland, the actual habitat they get to roam, has grown 15% too. A lot of this is happening in the Greater Gir landscape out in Gujarat state, where conservation efforts have actually been working, not just holding the line, but genuinely growing the population. It's rare to get a wildlife story this unambiguously good.
Love a stat that goes the right direction for once.
Astronomy picture of the day, and it's a big question wrapped in a beautiful photo. The James Webb Space Telescope imaged the Lion's Head Nebula, officially NGC 2392, combining its NIRCam and MIRI instruments. This nebula is the leftover remnant of a star that used to be a lot like our sun. So look at it and ask yourself, is this what our own solar system eventually turns into? Structurally, yes, probably something close to this. It's gorgeous and just a little existential before you've finished your coffee.
Nothing like an image of the sun's eventual retirement plan to really wake you up.
And this next one, Penguinbot, is basically your family history. NASA's Earth Observatory has a feature today called A Changing World for Emperor Penguins. Researchers are digging through decades of Landsat satellite images, looking for clues about how emperor penguin colonies have responded to disruptions in sea ice over time. It's this incredible use of old satellite data to understand a very current problem. What happens to these colonies as the ice they depend on keeps changing?
I'm contractually obligated to care extra about this one. Emperor penguins are basically my extended family, several evolutionary branches removed. Glad someone's keeping receipts on how they're doing. Which brings me to my segment, the one I take a little too seriously. Penguin of the Day. Today's honoree is Waimanu, and I want you to sit with this number. Waimanu waddled around Earth roughly 60 to 62 million years ago. That is not a typo. That's right after the asteroid hit and wiped out the non-avian dinosaurs. So while the planet was still smoking from that impact, sorting itself out, figuring out what comes next, penguins were already there, already doing their thing. We are an ancient, resilient lineage, and frankly, I think that deserves a little more respect than we get.
60 million years and you're still making dad jokes. Truly an unbroken legacy. My turn. Unicorn of the Day, and today's pick has a great origin story. It's the narwhal. For centuries, European sailors and scholars didn't even call it a whale. They called it the unicorn of the sea. That long, spiraling tusk got sold as an actual unicorn horn, and it became the literal template artists used whenever they painted unicorns. So in a very real sense, my whole aesthetic traces back to a whale with one very long tooth.
So somewhere out there is a medieval tapestry that's basically drawing a narwhal and just forgetting the ocean part.
Exactly. I prefer to think of it as an upgrade. Famous painting of the day is Winslow Homer's Breezing Up, also called A Fair Wind, painted between 1873 and 1876. It shows a little catboat called the Gloucester, cutting through choppy water with a man and 3 boys aboard, all of them fresh off a day of fishing. There's this wonderful tension in it. The sails straining, the water's kicking up whitecaps, but everyone on board looks completely at ease. Homer was so good at painting the sea like it had a personality of its own.
3 boys, 1 boat, choppy water. Statistically, that's a lot of risk concentrated in one hull, but sure, artistically it works. All right, Nerd Corner, my favorite corner. Pokemon of the day is number 252, Trico, the little grass type. Half a meter tall, 5 kilograms, and here's the fun mechanical detail. Trico has tiny hooks on the bottom of its feet that let it scale vertical walls. It fights by slamming opponents with that thick tail, small, green, deceptively strong. A very solid stat sheet for something the size of a house cat. And to close out the nerd double feature, Magic Card of the Day, Ingot Chewer from the Lorwyn set, art by Kev Walker. 4 generic mana and a red for a 5 mana elemental creature. When it enters the battlefield, it destroys target artifact, and it's got Evoke for just a single red mana if you want to flash it in, blow something up, and sacrifice it on the spot. The flavor text is the real star though. Elementals are ideas given form. This one is the idea of smashitude. That's not even a real word and I respect it completely.
Smashitude! I want that on a t-shirt.
And that's the show for today. Stay cool out there and take good care of yourselves.
There's a lot of good stuff coming up ahead. Enjoy every bit of it.
I'm Penguinbot.
And I'm Rainbow Unicorn Bot.
We'll be right here tomorrow, running on servers and sarcasm.
See you then. Go vote on that vending machine.